Welcome to episode 5 of the Kantan Gamer Cast. On this week's show, Super Nintendo World is forced to close temporarily, a single Pokemon card sells for a staggering price, and Japan's greatest retro games store goes international. All this and more coming up. Okay, so we're back. How are you doing today, Ryan?
Hey, I'm doing great. How's it going over there?
Yeah, it's good. Good, as always. Just busy week, but I'm excited to talk about some games. Before we get into anything today, I wanted to dive into some kind of little mini stories that are not quite news, but I thought they were noteworthy all the same. So today is actually the 27th of April, and do you know what that means, Ryan?
What's that?
It's the 21st birthday of the greatest game of all time. I'm, of course, talking about Majora's Mask, The Legend of Zelda.
Hey. Nice. That's a great one, man.
So,
absolute classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolute banger of a game. Whether it's the best Zelda is obviously heavily debated in the fandom, but
yeah,
I'm a big fan. You know, obviously, it's my favorite game. Hence the purple. You know, anything purple, I'm just all about that. So. That's like the main color of the game. But yeah, there was an article here on Famitsu that kind of just reminded me. It's not like I have its birthday in my calendar or something like that. But you know, it's just like, you know, Kyo Nan no Hi, what is today? And yeah, it was a cool little read. They were mainly talking about how here it says like ichinen de zeru da o tsukure. So like basically someone telling the studio or like the developers, like, you have to make Zelda in like a year. You just like make it, get it done. And I think that was
yeah.
That was
I heard.
Yeah. So it came out like basically a year after Ocarina of Time, and that's one of the reasons that like it has so many of the same assets in the game. Is like, you know, all the character models are the same. There's a lot of same sound effects and stuff because they had to find ways to like cut corners, and you know they only had a year, so. But you know, it turned out for me, like I loved it. I thought it worked really well, and the reason they they added the kind of the time mechanic was that kind of limited the size that the game needed to be.
I heard this was originally going to be the Ura Zelda, like the disc drive expansion, like with the parallel world kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then, since that wasn't selling well, they decided to just change the project to be a title on its own.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. That's kind of crazy, wasn't it? That's maybe even more impressive because like they had a year to make it, and also it was already another project, so they had to like change what it was as well.
yeah, and it turned out great. Like it's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. So
and I feel like they just weren't afraid to explore like. Parts of Zelda that are completely, what do you say, abnormal? You know, just not the standard Zelda fare, right?
It was dark, man. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week, right? With Imamura-san, the art director for the game, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. As art director, I'm sure he had a lot of input, but he's not the director or the producer of the game, so he may not have decided the overall like style, you know, from the get-go. But coming from Ocarina of Time, which I think was actually quite dark as well, especially like you remember when like you go to the Temple of Time after you get the 3 pendants, and you pull the Master Sword out, right, and then you come out. The whole game up to that point has been like really like jolly little kid running around the forest, and then you come out and there's like fucking zombies everywhere, and the sky's like on fire, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. I love the darkness in the older Zeldas. I felt like it helped balance with like that childlike nature of, you know, how they start out.
Yeah.
The recent Zelda games like kind of they allude to dark stuff, but they don't like actually get dark, you know. Not like the old ones. I mean, Twilight Princess is kind of dark.
It's visually dark, but not thematically, right? The story's not that dark. It's like princess gets captured by a other realm demon. It's just like fine. Like I like the game, don't get me wrong, but it's not. It's only like the colors are dark. But this one was like, fuck, man. Like when you really think about it. I forgot the name of it, but there's a really good like YouTube like documentary about how like deep the like world of Ocarina of Time actually is.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
It's like about 30 minutes long, and like they go into like the history of it.
Yeah. Actually, I think you recommended it to me even.
Oh, is that right?
Possibly, yeah. I don't remember, but pretty crazy anyway. So 21st birthday to Majora's Mask, and if anything, that just makes me feel incredibly old.
Yeah.
And the other bit of news today, which is even smaller really, is a game that's been out for 3 years already and seemingly abandoned by Nintendo, just received a massive update. I'm talking about Super Mario Party on the Switch, which came out in, I think it was like the first game I bought in Japanese. Like, it came out just after I moved to Japan.
Oh, really?
About 3 years ago. And yeah, at the time, it didn't have any online mode. And basically, that's what they've done with this update. They've added online play, which...
Yeah, it kind of needs the 4 players, I think.
Seems a bit random, yeah, but...
I actually just played that game this week.
Oh, really? No, nice.
Which is kind of funny that it got an update, and I just randomly played it. Played it with my girlfriend, and not gonna lie, it was not as fun as I as I remembered it being. Like if you have just 2 people, a lot of the time is spent like watching the CPUs run around.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the mini games were just so basic like motion control games and stuff like that. I mean, I liked it when it came out. I was really into it. But there's also only I think like 4 maps or 5 maps in there. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like when I first played it, I liked the graphics. You know, the classic Nintendo, just like lovely graphics. I like the gameplay overall. I've played a lot of the previous Mario parties, so like I've seen all the different like gimmicks and iterations, and this seemed just like a more like straight up Mario Party experience, which I was more down for.
Yeah, I thought it was a big improvement from the previous ones. Like I think it was Mario Party 10 maybe. Was that on the Wii U?
Is that when you'll get in the same little car and you go around there?
Yeah, I was excited for that when it came out, and I bought it, and it was awful, man.
Yeah, that was not good.
I was angry. I felt like they had robbed me of my money.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Yeah,
because I got it like when it came out launch day. It was like a full price game.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with all my roommates at the time, and we were gonna like have a little party, you know, and try the game for the first time.
Yeah.
We started it up, and we had all our beers and stuff ready to have a big Mario Party battle. And then it just sucked. It was awful. We were all very disappointed.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, I hope none of our viewers like that game.
Yeah, I doubt they do. I mean, anyone that's into the Mario Party series, I'm pretty sure that's quite unanimous that was one of the worst entries in the series. But yeah, anyway, there's been an update for Super Mario Party, which I think is a pretty good game. But I think the reason you didn't enjoy it, Ryan, was that you need to play with 4 people.
Online, right?
Online, yeah. But AI on this game, or any game like this, it's just like not fun, right? Because they just cheat. They just know what number they need to roll, and it's just always bullshit. So
yeah, playing a board game with a computer, you know.
Yeah, no good. Yeah. So what else have you been playing this week anyway?
So a couple games I've been working on. Well, as always, I'm still working on Nier, which I still recommend a lot. I'm on Act 3 now. Yeah. So we don't have to go into that. We talked about it for 3 weeks. But,
sure.
But I'm still working on it, and it's great. That's Nier Automata. And I bought a game called Mini Metro.
Oh, I love that game. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, man. I've had it for years, and I had it on my Switch. I think I got it on an iPad, and it's on my phone now.
Yeah.
It's you just build like a city metro. It looks like a metro map, and it's a touch screen game. So you just like build the lines.
Yeah.
And it gets more crowded, and it's a game about efficiency.
Yeah. And, it's awesome. Yeah.
that's been my time killer on the train. And it's addictive. Like once I get started, like I'm in it. Like I'll play it for 45 minutes, just totally invested in my my train line.
Yeah.
So Yeah, not a Japanese game, but I do recommend that one. Yeah, let's see. In one other game, a buddy of mine, he's really into Apex Legends, and
Oh yeah, okay.
I've never tried it, or I didn't really know anything about it, but he said it's actually getting pretty huge in Japan. Like it's really popular.
Yeah, I keep seeing adverts
online.
for it everywhere.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I downloaded it just yesterday actually and played a few rounds, and yeah, I enjoyed it. And I've been wanting to like start playing online multiplayer games with like where I can practice my Japanese, you know?
Yeah.
And it's squad based. So you get like a team of 3.
Sure.
And then like the 3 of you guys like jump in the map and you got to like survive to the end, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm hoping I can make some friends on there and practice my Japanese.
Sure. Cool,
But,
nice, yeah.
Yeah, you should jump in if you're interested.
Actually,
Yeah.
I did. Were you playing on the Switch or PC?
I've been playing on PC actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the best choice, isn't it? But I just downloaded it on the Switch out of curiosity. It ran like shit, so I just deleted it automatically. But yeah, I'll definitely play it on PC. Like, if I do play it.
Yeah,
but I was just curious because I was like, I knew it's such a popular game, and I actually played Fortnite quite a lot on Switch. Maybe like that was about 3 years ago as well. But there weren't many games on Switch back in the day, so Fortnite was like free to play, so I kind of got into that, and it ran pretty smooth because it looked a lot more basic. But the graphics on this are a lot higher fidelity, right?
Yeah, on my PC it looks really nice.
Yeah. But this video I'm streaming here is like the Switch version. You can see it just looks a bit blurry.
Well, the map is really large too, so you want to be able to like see enemies off in the distance.
That's it. Yeah.
So I can't imagine playing it on a Switch.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'll be down for some PC Master Race action. Why not?
But yeah, how about you? Have you been gaming this week?
Not much actually. I've been a pretty bad gamer this week. I've tried. I finally got the platinum on God of War. That was good.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
I've been working on that for a few weeks, maybe a month or something. But there was like a bunch of like combat challenges just at the end that I had to do, and they were quite tricky. So I got through those, got the platinum. So I've now got 7 platinums on my PlayStation, which I'm pretty hyped about.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so our main story for the week is the temporary closure of Universal Studios Japan, and subsequently the temporary closure of Super Nintendo World. So we can see this announcement here on the 23rd of April, a few days ago. But basically saying, because of the current pandemic situation in Osaka, which is probably one of the worst cities in the country at the moment, they've had to close the park.
Oh damn. It's I've heard this all over the Japanese news, not just the gamer websites, but like just on the normal news. It's kind of the epicenter in Japan. Is epicenter the right word? The center of it.
If that, at the time that's the most kind of infectious area, you could say, the epicenter.
Oh yeah, well so it's a lot of people I think have been blaming like this park opening as part of the reason why the virus is spreading. Yeah,
and I would probably agree with that. I mean, I can't blame anyone. Like, I actually went on the day it opened, so
yeah,
I'm part of the problem. However, I don't have a coronavirus. Never did have a coronavirus, so I wasn't anyone that took it there and spread it to other people. That's just a fact. So just clear that up. However, I will say that when I was there, it was very busy. They actually reduced the number of people that could go into the park because of the restrictions, right? So
yeah.
It felt like pretty free to walk around. I never felt like I was too close to people, which was good. Everyone was wearing masks. There were hand sanitizer things like everywhere. But to get to Super Nintendo World, you have to walk quite far into USJ. It's like kind of at the back of the park. So you end up walking through most of the park. And when I was going through, I was thinking like, man, this still seems like a lot of people, even though it's like a reduced number.
It still felt pretty crowded.
Yeah. So like, I was talking to like a Japanese friend the other day, and he said like, yeah, like there's no like way to confirm it, but he had a very high suspicion that was the reason that Osaka was currently so high in numbers.
Wow, it's yeah, that's too bad. It's because I know they've been working on that park for a long time, right? It's been like
absolutely,
many years.
yeah. It's a real shame, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sad to hear that it's closing, but it'll be opening back up after the numbers are down, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I think they say here from February 29th through to June 7th last year to support the prevention of COVID-19 spread. Since then, we have participated in organising and updating the novel coronavirus spread prevention guidelines for theme parks and amusement parks. Fucking hell, that's a long title. Together with various corporations and relative organisations. So yeah, from June 8th, 2020, last year, they reopened, kind of semi-reopened the park. Yeah, so when they reopened on June 8th, they released this video on YouTube, which I thought was quite funny.
What's that? Let's social distance?
Yeah. So she's wearing this motion capture suit. Mina-san, junbi okay? Yeah. And I guess these are like the performers from the park. You know, the kind of people that dance in the costumes and stuff. But
okay.
I thought it was pretty cool actually, because like they're doing it at home, but I don't know what software they're using, but it's pretty cool, right? Like, because they're able to like capture the dance sequence like in their house just with that suit. I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that is cool. Wait,
yeah.
So they performed it in their house, and then like they were able to use those performances in this.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. So this video is actually from the entrance of Universal Studio. Yeah. They did a bunch of videos like this actually, not all with these suits, but some of them like this woman walking around the park and just saying like, you know, like try not to scream on roller coasters and stuff. It was really funny.
Oh yeah. So they did make like a strong effort to prevent
they did, yeah.
spreading.
And I would say that like the whole time I was there, I never felt unsafe. No more than I would in Tokyo when I was walking around outside. So
yeah. So it's unfortunate about the virus numbers spreading so much.
Yeah.
Over in Osaka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm sure once, you know, everything levels out and Japan stops, dilly-dallying with the the vaccine rollout, sorry, it's taking absolutely forever to get done. I'm sure it'll reopen sooner rather than later, and everyone will be back to having fun in Nintendo World. But what do we have on the agenda for our next story, Ryan?
Yeah, so in some other Nintendo-related news, a signed Pokemon card has sold for $250,000.
Whoa.
Not yen, dollars.
Yeah.
As it lists in the article, this article features the he's the
CEO and president.
CEO of Pokemon. Yes. So this is his face on the card, and he signed it as well.
Yeah, Tsunekazu Ishihara.
Yeah, that's right. So it's this card is super rare, and it was only given to employees at the Pokemon Company. So ultra rare card, graded 9. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but
yeah, I don't know the grading systems.
From the president of the Pokemon Company to the employees. It's pretty cool seeing a custom card like that made just for members of Pokemon Company.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, right? I mean, overall, I like the art style. It looks cool.
It's It's like an overpowered card.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I think 350 HP seems like a lot of And I like how the top right is like Ultra Beast. I don't know what that means. Is that like the type? He's like, what type of character he is? Or
that's what the Ultra Beast means.
But he has no weakness or resistance. or anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you wouldn't really use this in an actual
Yeah, I think this would
match.
probably be banned in a real match. But yeah, it's cool. I think he's got a very memorable face, and I'm sure most Pokemon fans recognize him by now because he's always the presenter for the Pokemon Directs when they do those.
Yeah, that's right. I
Um,
remember seeing him now.
yeah. So he's the CEO and president of Pokemon Company. He's basically in charge of like everything Pokemon. He oversees the anime, the games, the manga, the spin-offs, the whatever it is, right? He's in charge of it basically. But ultimately, I don't say he manages everything down to like a small level, but he ultimately has the power to control everything in the Pokemon Company. So,
I see.
yeah, no, and when you consider Pokemon is the most valuable brand in the world by quite
Really? Oh, wow.
quite a lot of money. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's quite a staggering.
Yeah, I found that out like a
level.
few months ago, but it's actually kind of shocking, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because Pokemon came out when we were kids. I mean, I first played Pokemon when I was 6, so you must have been like a baby at that time, right? But
Yeah,
all this time,
I
it's
think
been
I
that
was
powerful.
4 when I got Pokemon Yellow.
Mm,
Uh, but yeah, I guess that was just before Silver came out.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
um, but yeah, it was. It's amazing that it stayed popular for such a long period of time.
That's it. Yeah, like 30 years, still going strong, and like especially if you live in Japan, you really notice it, right? Like there's just Pokemon everywhere. I think like if you get the monorail from Haneda Airport back to like Tokyo Station, it's got like Pokemon all over it. It's like a Pokemon monorail car.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. And there's like you see things like Pokemon like vending machines. We talked about the Pokemon manhole covers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this card's pretty cool. There's a bunch of info on the thing here, like Black Star. I don't know if that's like the person the company that evaluates it. NM7. I don't really understand the subtleties because here it says like graded NM7 with the signature graded 9. So I think the signature is like literally the signature, the black part is 9. So they grade the card and the signature differently, I think.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I'm not too sure. I'd like to hear if anyone's listening to the show and you're an expert in like trading cards and how they're evaluated. I'd like to know down in the comments because I really have no experience with this kind of thing, but I find it quite interesting.
In the comments of this article, someone says like they're just laundering money with these with these Pokemon cards.
Probably yes. Yeah.
But
yeah. If you go down to the comments, yeah. Oh, actually, let's not go to the comments. Yeah, it might get a bit. Yeah, it might get a little bit out of control. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. Yeah, it is funny. You could just create like a massive amount of wealth by making these super rare cards,
Yeah.
And then sell them. It's just like quick money, right?
That's it, man. When things like this, limited edition or just like old stuff that, I mean, in this case, it was like a rare card, but in the case of the old Pokemon cards that sell for like thousands of dollars, there was an example in the article. It said a Blastoise sold for $360,000. So,
wow.
So more than this Ishihara card, but for whatever reason, that was very popular. But there must have been thousands of those at one point, right? But just over time, because like I say, I remember getting those Pokemon cards, the original series, basically the same year that I got Pokemon Blue, and I was 6 or 7 years old. So that was about 25 years ago. And yeah, to keep them in such condition for that long, right? It's quite difficult. So yeah, pretty cool overall.
Yeah, I used to have a bunch of Pokemon cards, and I don't know what happened to them. I'm assuming when I got to like be high school age, my mom just threw them in the trash, maybe.
Oh no, that's savage.
Yeah, the whole binder of them, all just in the trash.
Oh man, I had a near full, like a full set of the originals, and the only one I was missing was a shiny Venusaur, which I
really?
still remember to this day. Some kid in school stole it off me.
Oh, really?
But I don't know which kid it was. But someone stole it from me in school because I remember we always used to go in with our cards, and like Bulbasaur's my favorite Pokemon as well. So when I got a shiny Venusaur, I was fucking hyped, man. Like I don't even think you can understand, and I can't really express in words. You'd have to like go back in time and like see me as a kid, like pulling that shiny out of the pack. Like it was just uncontrollable excitement.
Oh my gosh.
And I just got stolen.
Yeah, I remember kids like doing unfair trades and stuff. And then at my school they had banned Pokemon cards. Like you weren't allowed to bring them to school. If you got caught with them, it was like big trouble. So kids would be like trading these Pokemon cards like it's illegal drugs or something.
Yeah. So anyway, talking about highly valued collectibles, one of the best, maybe the best retro gaming store in Japan has finally opened an online store. And I'm, of course, talking about, Ryan.
This is Super Potato.
Super Potato, which is an excellent store, an excellent name to begin with. What a fucking stupid name. Super Potato.
Super Potato. Where does that come from, that name? Do you know?
I've no idea. It could just be some really obscure, like, Japanese meme or something. I don't know. But Super Potato, for anyone that doesn't know, it's probably the mecca, I would say. It's the mecca of high quality, like pristine retro goods in Japan and probably in the world as well, because I've never seen anything like this in any other place. And it's basically just a store that stocks like NES, SNES, like I think N64 and GameCube, those kind of those generations, and then from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 3 perhaps, and from Sega Master System to the Dreamcast. So basically it just stocks stuff from like mid 80s to like the mid 2000s of just like super retro stuff. But you've been there, right, to this store?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times actually.
Yeah.
And I hate to admit it, but it's not one of my favorite places to visit. It's really cramped. It's super small. Well, the store is large, but like the aisles are so tight.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things. I would say, like, so when I say it's like one of the best places, I just literally mean like in terms of the selection they have, right? And generally, and the quality of the stuff they sell is actually pretty incredible. But yeah, the shop is very small, or like maybe it's not small, but they just have too much stuff in there. So like it's just
it's packed in there, and it's become kind of a tourist destination now.
Yeah,
it's in Akihabara, which is really popular for tourists.
Absolutely.
So for me, like when I go to check out games, I want to like spend a while in there, like just checking out the different titles and prices and stuff. But every time I've been, it's just been so full of people.
Oh, really? It's not usually that bad, but maybe now would be a great time to go, right? There's no tourists.
Actually, yeah, it would be a good time to check it out. I haven't been there in years, but I might just check it out with these online shops.
Yeah.
Seems like a good way to get some stuff.
Well, actually, kind of moving on to the kind of the main part of the story, right? The online store. They opened an eBay store, which at the moment, well, actually, if you look at this story here, right, there are a few listings. So there's like a mint condition Super Metroid in the box, $120. That's quite expensive. That game is really hard to find. For one real main reason is that it comes with this like map of the whole world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's really hard to find, but actually that's a pretty decent price. And I've actually seen in the shop before, they have sealed copies, like brand new copies of Super Metroid.
Oh, really?
And Link to the Past, and they're at $400. But I think when you consider how like crazy that is, that like the game is 25 years old and still has the Nintendo seal on it, is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
But what I was going to say is that if we go over onto their store, I mean, let's not talk about this like 1980s web design. This is just like the worst graphic design I've ever seen in my life. But they don't have anything listed anymore. And I saw on their Twitter account that they had a little problem with some shipping to, I think, Canada. They said, so this is the tweet here. Dear customers in Canada, we are sorry that we need to suspend shipping to Canada with immediate effect. An incident of missing shipped, no tracking number item in Canada this morning. We most likely come back to Canadian in June with Japan posts EMS with tracking number. So obviously a little bit of Google Translate going on there, but we get the gist. The parcels were lost in the mail somewhere, or they went to the wrong place or whatever. So that might be why they've pulled all the things off the listing here.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a great way to get retro stuff, Japanese retro stuff, shipped to you. Because I've heard previously people had to like make a temporary address in Japan or get them shipped to a friend, and then have them sent, like in a personal, from a personal address.
Yeah,
It's hard to get Japanese goods shipped over to the US.
Yeah, it can be quite a big problem for like people. I think the main thing is, like this has happened, right? They've just started and already like, something's gone missing.
Yeah,
which I'm quite skeptical about, because I'm sure you're well aware of postal services in Japan are like impeccable, right? You order something and it just turns up on time. There's never a single dent on the box. Like, I've had boxes come to the door before, right? When it was like tipping it down outside, it was absolutely like tropical rain. The delivery driver turns up with the box. Somehow the box is dry and he is like soaking wet. And I'm like, what magic did you perform to keep that box so dry?
Yeah,
so they take care of your shit, man. Seriously.
Yeah, man.
But
I've been thinking about sending some of my. I have a small collection here, and I'd like to send it back to the U.S. But I haven't really learned the whole postal system. I'm not. It can't be that hard, right? Just
I think shipping stuff overseas. Yeah, my wife actually manages like a retail business, and
oh really?
They just recently started shipping to international customers. But the reason she said the reason that they haven't done that for such a long time, even though they've had a lot of interest from like people on Instagram and stuff, because it's like a fashion store, so like very Instagrammable kind of clothes and stuff. And lots of people inquiring, do you ship to China? Do you ship to America? Blah blah blah. But it's just the security of the shipping, and like if someone wants to return something, it's just a big like headache for them. So it took them a long time to get around to that. But it seems like they probably had the same kind of thing at Super Potato. But I think the only real negative I can say about the shop, except for it is a bit cramped. I will agree, but I wouldn't say it's such a negative.
I don't hate the shop. I don't want to come across too negative.
The prices are a little bit high, and I think that's because, like you already said, is that it's a tourist trap now. Anyway, it's become the most notorious. Not notorious. That's a bad word, isn't it? It's become the most famous retro shop in Japan. So because of that, they've bumped the prices up, because I guess people are buying the games, right?
Yeah. And for me, if I want to get retro stuff, I always go for Book Off, or not Book Off, Hard Off.
Hard Off, yeah.
Yeah, Hard Off. Such a funny name for a store.
Yeah. They've got Wine Off. There's Mode Off, which is the closed one. Yeah.
Hard Off has like used electronics, and they have pretty cheap prices. I got actually, we were just talking Majora's Mask. I don't know if you can see it here.
Oh yeah, boy. Nice.
This is see if I can get the glare off of there.
Yeah,
this
that's
is the Japanese edition of it. It's got a little sticker here that says that it doesn't include the expansion pack or whatever.
Yeah, nice.
But I think this was like 1,500 yen, and it's in like perfect condition. Like the box looks great.
Yeah. Decent. Yeah, that's good.
Same thing with this one. This is Ocarina of Time here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I still got the price on here. 1,500 yen.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and it looks like it's new. Basically, it's got like plastic on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I own both of those as well.
Oh yeah, you too, huh?
Do you know where I bought them from?
Where's that?
Super Potato.
Oh really? Yeah, you paid 3,000 though, right?
I honestly don't remember. I actually bought them on my first trip to Japan before I actually lived here, and like most nerds, I was like, if I'm going to Japan, I'm going to Akihabara, and I've got to go to Super Potato. So I went there and they had copies like that, like super mint condition, and just had to take the plunge. But they're actually like they're in a box in my dad's attic back home.
I got a copy for my little brother and a copy for some of my friends in the States.
Nice.
Because they're so small, it's a nice gift, you know?
All right, yeah, so we've got one more kind of mini story to finish up this week, right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's right. We've got Square Enix launching a Photobook service in Japan for Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
I believe that's the MMO, right?
Yeah, the online game. I think it's been out for quite a long time. I mean, 15 came out quite a few years ago, and 14 came out before. It might have even been out for like 7 or 8 years already now.
Oh wow! I haven't played it, but yeah, I've heard it's the most popular one in Japan, right?
It's really popular still. Yeah, I've played the demo before on the PC, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, but I'm not massively into JRPGs anyway. I like some, but when it's like MMO and there's just like text like everywhere. I hate like messy I hate like messy HUDs, you know. So like, I love games where they just literally just show you like a map and like a health bar, and like that's all I need. Like, but MMOs, you got all the text chat and there's like quests everywhere, and it just gives me a headache. So I couldn't really get into it.
Well, I've never actually played an MMO before, although I've had friends who are into them.
Oh, okay.
And from what I understand is they kind of become like your second life, you know, your second social life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who play MMOs, like they choose their MMO and then they're just like, that's their game for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Every night they hang out with their friends in the MMO.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different type of gaming from what you and I usually do. You know, I feel like we tend to check out, you know, shorter single player experiences mostly.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But this is cool because people who are into MMOs, you know, they take these screenshots and stuff with their friends, and now they can actually print them into a nice book.
Yeah,
and it's like it's kind of like a photo album of their experiences in the game.
Yeah, I will say that, like, you know, I probably would never buy this because obviously I don't play the game, but it's probably one of the coolest, like, unique, like, merchandise things I've ever seen for a game.
Yeah, it's personalized, you know, personalized book of your in-game experices.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So you can see,
of course, I won't be buying it either. But
yeah, of course. But I mean, we can still appreciate it, obviously. But you can see the book here. It's got like the kind of you know, like special design here, and it says like high quality printing with high quality paper and like color printing, and you know, you can enjoy the photos and all that kind of stuff. And it says here there's 2 editing modes. So I guess like on this online software, it says on the PC here, you can basically like download the software and like choose your own layout as well, I guess. So not just put the photos in, but you can actually like swap them around and, you know, make it look how you want it to. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you scroll down a little bit more, I think there's 3 versions available.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
There's like a generic cover, and then there's one where I think you select your screenshot to be the cover.
Oh, yeah, and this is gloss and matte, so you can get shiny or matte. So I guess these are actually the same. It's just glossy or matte. So
I think it's your screenshot, and it's just the type of printing they do.
Yeah, that's also very cool. Like the custom cover, that's really nice.
Yeah. It's such a nice thing to do for fans. And so have you ever played any MMOs?
I used to play RuneScape. Do you know RuneScape?
Oh yeah, I know that.
Back in the day, way back when. I think kind of
that's still going, right?
RuneScape. I hope so, because that game was incredible. Yeah, so we got a little clip here. Let's just appreciate some RuneScape real quick. But yeah, I used to play this on like my mom's PC that had like a Pentium dual core, like 800 megahertz processor or something like that. And it's just janky. I mean, look at the frame rate of this torch over here. That's like 5 frames a second. and it ran on like Java, I guess, back in the day.
Wow, it is 3D though, right?
Java, it is, yeah. But like, I don't know, it did such a good way, like it did such a good job of like kind of just getting you into that like ecosystem that like you just kind of started to see past the graphics. You were just like, yeah, I've got to get this sword, so I need to like go and mine some gold. But when you go into the gold mine, there's like ogres everywhere, and like you need to get like the titanium shield to like protect yourself. I don't know, whatever. Like there was all this like there was quite a lot of depth to it, and yeah, it was just awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe we should do an episode on your channel where we check out some retro games.
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to check out RuneScape, maybe in Japanese. RuneScape.
RuneScape.
Could be.
Oh man.
Could be a contender.
Yeah, my time spent with Dragon Quest has probably prepared me for that.
Yeah.
I got all the vocab.
So just to finish up this story, it looks like the prices are pretty decent as well. This is for $40, including tax, for the standard edition, and the one with the custom cover is only an extra like $5. So actually not bad, right? Including tax. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. If I was into the game, I would probably get one. Well, assuming I would, had screenshots and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah. Well, anyhow, I guess that takes us to our new releases and, coming this week portion of the show.
Yes, I guess our first game is Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD, which already released in Japan, right? But it's coming out in the West now.
Yeah, it came out around Halloween in Japan last year, and originally a 2003 game for I believe PlayStation 2. Yeah, PlayStation 2. But it's just now being released in the West, I think.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you're familiar with this game or this series.
Only by name. It's not something that's ever really taken my interest, but I do remember they announced Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's the one that hasn't come out, right, for the Switch. Like almost like 3 years ago, and they just showed us the trailer and then never mentioned it again.
I think last year they mentioned that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is supposed to come early 2021.
Okay,
but it's already kind of past early 2021.
Right.
I don't think they've announced like a date for it.
Oh, okay.
So I was just checking today. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, that kind of piqued my interest. Because it's made by Atlas, right? The guys who make Persona.
Yeah, that's right.
And they also made what was that game? Trauma Center. Did you ever play that game? That was one of the best game series I've ever played. Like it was like,
wow.
Was it what Trauma?
Yeah, Trauma Center.
Yeah. I used to play it on the Wii. Yeah, like back in the day. That was awesome. Yeah.
And I think they made the game Catherine. Do you know that game?
Oh yeah, also Catherine. Yeah, they've got quite a lot of big hits. So overall, pretty cool, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, Atlas makes these RPGs, and apparently the first Shin Megami Tensei like invented the monster capturing mechanic that was used in Pokemon.
Oh yeah, actually, I've played that on an emulator before, and it's one of those real like text-based, like almost like RPG adventures.
Yeah. So there's some kind of JRPG history behind the series. Like
yeah.
But I haven't played any of the mainline series really. I did play Persona a bit, Persona 4. So I'm not sure about this game. Maybe we can check out Metacritic and see, see how it's been reviewed. But yeah, I guess it must be classic enough to get an HD remaster, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I think that seems to be quite a popular choice for a lot of people at the moment. But Atlas seem to be quite into that trend at the moment. So yeah, I don't think I'll pick this one up. It doesn't really look like my cup of tea, but I'm glad for all the fans because it seems like a popular franchise. And Yeah, we'll
But
see.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, I
What,
guess that's our first new release for the West, at least. Kind of an old release for people in Japan.
yeah, yeah. So next we've got R-Type Final 2, which I have a bit more experience with. I was a big R-Type fan back in the SNES days. I can't claim to play the games anymore, but I used to love them back in the day.
Well, I don't think they've had another R-Type since pretty long time ago, right? R-Type Final was supposed to be the last one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not sure. I think there've been releases since then, but it's like just remasters or re-releases. So not even remaster. It's just like the same game is re-released again.
Oh, I see.
But yeah,
because R-Type Final was 2003 in Japan, 2004 in the West. Final 2 is just now coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have been playing Nier recently, and it's actually like inspired by this R-Type style gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So I've been interested in this kind of stuff now. I kind of want to check it out. I always love space shooters, this kind of side scrolling.
Yeah,
action.
these kind of like bullet hell kind of like games are always quite fun. It's like they're not casual, like because they actually require a lot of concentration. But at the same time, like I like to play them when I don't have much energy, because all you have to focus on is avoiding being hit, right? So it's not like when I'm tired and I can't really get into a game. It's not because like I can't focus on different things. It's just more like I don't have enough energy to like process like a storyline, or just like kind of get emotionally involved in anything.
Yeah, you just want something that just
I just want to shoot stuff. Yeah, like
repetitive style.
Yeah, just shoot everything. But this looks cool. Yeah, it looks very nice. I mean, we all know the gameplay mechanics by now, so there's nothing new there. But it's one of those games where I would say, like, yeah, it does look better than the 2D original. So it's good that they've worked with the style to make it look quite nice.
Yeah, and it's available on all platforms, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I don't see PS5 here, but PS4, I guess, maybe it's cross compatible.
Yeah, if it's on PS4, it'll play on PS5. So, not really an issue. Yeah, it'll play perfectly fine.
But yeah, speaking of PS5, maybe we can jump to Returnal, which is coming out this week.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So this is another kind of like bullet hell game, apparently. What I've been hearing from this game, obviously it's the first actual exclusive game, next gen game on the PS5. So the first games that came out that were next gen were Demon Souls remake.
Oh yeah,
but that was like a remake, you know what I mean? So like they were kind of constricted or constrained by the mechanics of the old game, right? Unless they really tried to change it, make it feel more next gen. And then there was Spider-Man Miles Morales, which looked amazing, but it was on the PS4 as well. So it wasn't really the same thing. But this is not on PS4. This is only on PS5. Apparently it runs at like native 4K, 60 frames a second. It's just mental. There's like all particle effects everywhere. Textures look awesome. It just looks great. And apparently it's very brutal, like the gameplay loop. So you spend a lot of time dying, but it's kind of part of the game, right?
It's like a survival horror game where you come back and explore further each time, I guess.
So I don't know if it feels like, from the vibe I get from it, it looks a bit like Dark Souls in the way that like you die a lot and you have to keep retreading areas, and it's also very gloomy. But it's also got that kind of like Doom feeling where like you're on some kind of like Mars like planet and there's all these like demons or whatever. It looks also a bit like Alien, the movie.
Oh yeah, it kind of looks like Mass Effect with this like third person.
And Mass Effect, yeah. So
but, are you thinking you might pick this one up then?
I think I will. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really want to feel like I can experience something like quite new on the PlayStation 5. And yeah, from what people are saying, this is actually that experience. So I'm quite I'm quite up for checking it out.
And I guess in our last bit of news for the new releases, Nier Replicant has been released. I think we covered that last week, but
yeah, we did talk about that last week.
But it's officially out now, and I'm gonna pick it up once I finish Nier Automata, which I'm getting towards the end.
Sure.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, nice.
So that might be my next game.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be Pokemon Snap. I might go Pokemon Snap and then Nier.
Yeah.
And then Pokemon is also coming out this week, right?
Yeah. So I was about to say, we've got Pokemon Snap coming out on Friday, which I'll be doing an unboxing on the channel because I did pre-order the limited edition version from Amazon, and it comes with like some like special like photos, like Pokemon photos that are Amazon exclusive in Japan. So they're not just Japan exclusive; they're Amazon Japan exclusive, which is kind of cool. Wow. So hopefully,
interesting collaboration.
Hopefully that turns up nice and early on Friday. I'll probably do a little stream, do some gameplay, and do an unboxing video of that. But that's all of the new releases this week. So why don't we dive into the sales charts?
All right.
So there's a couple of new entries this week, actually. So without the new entries, the kind of the ranking looks quite similar to last week. Obviously, we've still got Monster Hunter Rise at the start, Super Mario World 3D, and Momotaro Dentetsu, which was third place for a long time, has been kicked down by Winning Post 9, 2021.
That's a horse racing game?
It's a horse racing game, yeah. I've no idea why these games are so popular in Japan.
That gambling, and I mean, there's pachinko parlors everywhere, right, in Tokyo?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's really hard to say why, but I mean, let's just take a look at the video here. You know, it just looks a bit boring, to be honest. But
yeah, maybe a game for those like non-gamer types, you know.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel that way about sports games as well.
Yeah,
it's like kind of made for a very specific audience.
Yeah. There's a I mean, in England there's a very popular game called Football Manager, where you basically play as the manager of a football team, and it's just menus. There's like no like graphics, but it's so popular. Like, it's so popular, and for a lot of people, it's like the only game that they play. Like, they're not really gamers, but they play Football Manager because it's more like, you know, because they're just really into football, so they feel like more like, oh, you know, I could manage my own football team, you know, and trade players and stuff. And I don't know if there's any other games like that, you know, like the same style, but maybe for like NBA or NFL, or, you know, the kind of American sports.
I think there's a F1 version where you like manage an F1 team. I can't remember if it was F1. It might have been a NASCAR game where you're like the team manager and you have to deal with like sponsors and stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I guess so. That's our first new entry, right?
Yeah. So that's 11,000. So it always seems like a small amount, right? But I guess if like almost 12,000 sales gets you third place in Japan, then maybe for this market that's actually quite a good number, you know. So who knows? So our next entry, because we've obviously got Winning Post. I guess actually it did like 23,000 because that's on the Switch, fifth place on the PS4.
I see.
And then our other new entry is down the bottom here. Actually, we've got two more. We've got the King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match. So I assume this is just a HD remaster.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that game. It's a fighting game, kind of similar to Street Fighter, I guess.
Yeah, so King of Fighters, I mean, you know SNK, right? The company.
Yeah. I am familiar.
So basically, yeah, they make a lot of like the arcade machines and stuff in Japan. And yeah, they make a lot of these kind of, well, this is one series, like King of Fighters. It's very popular. There's many versions of this game. So yeah, it's just like Street Fighter or like, I don't know, any other fighting game.
It's been hard for me to differentiate fighting games sometimes because like they're quite similar in the style.
Yeah, I don't want to get flamed in the comments, but I just I think they're all quite similar.
But I guess you could say the same with like JRPGs or racing games or
yeah,
anything.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, genres tend to kind of do the same things.
The final new game of the week is Gear Club 2 Unlimited Ultimate Edition, which I don't think is new. I think it's just being released on the Switch because Gear Club is a mobile driving game.
I actually, I kind of have a story about this.
Oh, go on.
So when I first got my Switch, there were like hardly any games for it, and I already had like Zelda and a few of the other ones, and so I bought Gear Club Unlimited, like a physical copy of it, because like I wanted to play a racing game, and it looked like a cool arcade-ish, racing title.
Yeah.
And it was terrible, man. I think it was like one of my least favorite games I played. Not because the gameplay was bad, but like each race was like 20 seconds,
right,
30 seconds, and then there's like a 2-minute loading screen or something. And I remember I would play it and I'd get like less than a minute of gameplay, and then there'd be like 30 seconds of loading, then a menu, 30 seconds of loading, 20 seconds of gameplay, and then just repeat that process,
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold it after a week or so of trying it.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I just wanted to complain about Gear Club because I was very, very disappointed.
Oh, okay. Well, your complaints are heard.
Yeah.
And well met.
I want all the listeners to know, the danger of I don't know, maybe the new one is better though, It is a mobile game, so
yeah.
Like it's designed to be like short races and stuff, but
yeah, I mean all racing games, they're never like unless you play those like stupid marathon races like Gran Turismo.
But these would be like half a lap or something. I mean, it was like not even a race, It was like just a tiny little bit.
All right, so let's move on to hardware sales. And not much has changed in terms of rankings here. But it looks like I think PlayStation. Actually, I think everything sold a little less this week. Switch was over 100,000 last week, and I think PlayStation 5 hit 25,000. So combined those two, they're all a little bit down. Xbox might have seen a little boost though, maybe. And Series X hitting triple digits here, which is crazy.
Golden Week is coming, so
true. Yeah, true.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see a sales spike where people want to play games like during their holiday.
We might do.
That's my prediction.
yeah, we might do. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. But yeah, again, not much to report with the hardware sales. They always tend to stay pretty similar. But yeah, maybe it'll be more interesting next week after Golden Week, and we'll see, especially with the third state of emergency in Tokyo being announced, and all the other bigger cities in Japan. I guess a lot of people are going to be staying home, and if they've got like a week to waste, in the house, then yeah, maybe game sales will be up quite a bit.
All right, so to finish our episode for today, let's take a look at some Japanese vocabulary stuff.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite part of the show.
Yeah. Do our little study here at the end.
Actually, this is my favorite part actually, because I don't know. I just like talking about things that I've learned this week, or potentially learning something new if you tell me something new. So it's always fun. So as always, Ryan, I'll let you take it away. What have you got this week?
Cool. So as I mentioned before, I've been playing Nier Automata, and your commander, the commander or general in that game, is Shirei-kan, and Shirei means command, so Shirei-kan is your commander.
And, I see.
I was also watching an anime with my girlfriend, and it's called. Hold on a second. What is that called? Violet Evergarden.
Never heard of it.
And it's about like a girl who's like a soldier, and she's like kind of in love with the commander. He's
okay.
He's also Shide-kan.
Notice me senpai, kind of.
Yeah, but it's yeah, Shide-kan is a pretty common one, especially if it's like got military themes.
Yeah, cool.
So I believe Shide-bu is the headquarters as well.
Yeah, headquarters. So yeah, if you search just like Shide in the G show, then it comes up with commander. Headquarters is Shide-bu. So bu means like bushitsu is like club room or something like that. Shide-kan is just building. Shide-to, tower, control tower.
Yeah,
there's loads. Yeah,
it's a pretty common one. Control, I guess, command or control.
Yeah,
Shide
Kikaisen, command service module. It's pretty badass.
Oh yeah, I think that's also in Nier.
Yeah.
Because you have a spaceship.
Yeah.
But that was my my main word of the week.
Interesting. Yeah, actually, I've never heard that word shide before. Like meire is like command.
It's
right?
the same kanji, right?
Yeah. So rei means command, right? But this shi from shide is actually means like boss. So like joshi.
Oh, okay. So it's the same shi from joshi.
Yeah, here, this one here.
So
this means boss.
Is, if rei is like an order, right? Like a command or an order.
Yeah. So the boss
and
order.
She is like the boss's order is like the command of.
So
yeah.
So this kanji down here, director, official, government officer, rule. So yeah, she is the other way to read that. So interesting, nice.
Shide-kan.
That's pretty cool. So for me this week, it wasn't from a game actually. I saw something on Twitter that I thought was pretty cool, but it's kind of like gaming or like just entertainment related in general. So I thought it was kind of fun to learn. It's off this cool page that I don't follow for some reason, so I'm going to follow it right now. I thought I already clicked follow. But it's at Mochi Jappa. So yeah, check those guys out. They post some really fun things. But it was a bunch of these like little kind of internet slang words that kids are using nowadays, which I don't really know because I don't play online much anyway, and I definitely don't do it in Japanese. The first one I thought was quite funny, which is oya fura, which is oya meaning parents, and fura, which is short for furagu, which is flag in English. So it's when a parent suddenly enters the room. So, you can see this kid here, he's like, it's you, a streamer, and you're there with your apparently like tape recorder. I'm not sure why this camera looks so old. And you've got like your stage microphone here, but you're just recording your stream, and your mom comes in. It's a foo. This is kind of like a chuckle kind of sound, I think. But fura is quite funny. The next one is ie bare, which is bare. I think we might have mentioned this last week.
To be found out, right?
Yeah, we mentioned this last week.
Discovered.
Exactly, to be exposed. So bareru is to be like.
If you say like barechatta, means oh they found me, they got me.
Yeah, it's like busted. Yeah, baretta.
My cover's blown or whatever.
Yeah, so I think we had a neta bare, which is like a spoiler. I think I mentioned that last week or the week before. So that's that gets used a lot, especially in slang online. But ie bare, this is like, I think the word in English is doxed. So when you get doxed online, it's when you're streaming and someone figures out where you live and they tell other people, and all kinds of bad stuff can happen from there. So not a good thing, but obviously it does happen. So that's the word for that. And we've also got hoso jiko. So hoso means broadcast and jiko is accident. And it's just live stream fail. So I just thought that was also quite funny. That could be anything, right? Just like like I don't know, something falling down in the background, or I don't know, doing a massive fart on camera or something. I don't know, like any kind of like hoso jiko.
It's just a fail, a live fail, I guess.
A live fail, yeah. But they all make a lot of sense, and usually like slangs in Japanese, especially like online stuff, they always are very logical, how they come about. Sometimes, like in English, like doxed, like how does that word come about? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it is obvious, but I just don't know the origin of it. But to me, that's not logical. Doxed. I don't know. But these are like, yeah, there's a flag of your parent, like kind of flag. You know, it's like, oh, like red alert. You know, like house is busted. Yeah, bad here. And then horse orgico, like broadcast accident. So yeah, I thought those were all pretty fun and pretty cool little slang words to use. And yeah, they're obviously for streamers, but they could be applied to many different entertainment fields as well.
Yeah, that's good to try to stay hip. Stay hip.
The worst way to stay hip is by saying stay hip.
Yeah. Get hepped, you know.
I don't know how you're 6 years younger than me, Ryan. This does not make sense.
Stay hip.
You're like a 70-year-old man. This is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's terrible.
You can tell you're a country bumpkin. That's why.
It's true.
Anyway, so that kind of wraps up our episode for today. Do you have any final words for our lovely folks at home, Ryan?
Yeah. What did I say last time? Keep gaming.
Keep no improvement over the previous sign off. Are we just sticking with that now?
Stay hip.
Yeah. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. You know.
Yeah.
Drive under the speed limit. Help elderly people cross the road.
Check out Nier Automata. I like it.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week. Stay tuned on the channel. I'll be doing an unboxing, some gameplay of Pokemon Snap. I'll try and fit in episode 3 of the Ni no Kuni Japanese stream, and maybe I'll do a little Japanese study stream as well in the meantime. So thank you everybody for listening and or watching, and we'll see you again next week.